this message. And that's why I'm trying to come to you this afternoon to bring it to you, and so we can share with one another. And in my book, Breaking the Silence, um, it talks about the emotions. But before I go to the emotional side of it, I want to lay some foundation. I want to speak about very powerful things that it exists and warring against us on a daily basis, but some of us has no clue about what we're dealing with. So I'm going to talk about this. I have 8 battlegrounds that we wage a war on a daily basis in our lives that we need to be able to look at it and begin to address that area of our life. A lot of things that we go through in life is not necessary what we think it is. And when I'm done with this message, you will understand why is it important for you to recognize these areas in your life and for you to be able to be successful. If you want to be successful in life, these 8 battlegrounds need to be seriously taken care of. And what I want us to, or what I want to share with you today in the book of Hebrew, it says something profound about the well-being of us. And I'm going to deal with that. But before I go, there is a scripture that I love very much, and that's what I said in Hebrews 11:6 says, "But without faith it is impossible to please God." Let us have faith in God that whatever we are going through, God is in control. That should be our paramount faith in God. We have to establish that one. That without faith, it is impossible to please God. Without faith in God, about anything and everything, it is impossible for you to become successful. So you have to have faith in God in all levels. And not only have faith in God, but have faith in yourself. Do you believe yourself? We try to believe in God, but we don't believe ourselves. You own the greatest key to the success of your life. You own the greatest key to every door that you want to open in your life. Every ambition, every desire, everything that you're going through, you hold the key. The key to open the miracle, the mystery door, your healing, your deliverance, your breakthrough, financially, everything, you hold it. And if you are the key holder and you don't trust yourself that God has given you a great power in you, that when you speak something, it shall come to pass, then you cannot receive what you want. Because whatever you want, you have to speak it. You have to vocal it, bring it out. You have to invoke it. Let me put it that way. It has to come out of you. And if you don't believe yourself, if you don't trust yourself, if you don't have faith of yourself, that is why you speak negative things and you don't pay attention to it, and it has effect on you, and you think it's a devil or it's a witch or anything. No, because you haven't learned to know that what you yourself, you have the key to the success of your life. If you change these areas that I'm about to talk about in your life, you will see that the success will be coming to your way. If you can just take a little time and change just a little bit, one thing in your life, is going to be a tremendous miracle to you. And you did it all by yourself. So have faith in God is number one, because He is the creator. He has the master key to change anything. But He gave you a duplicate key of some of the things that you have to open it. So He has the master key to all the doors, no doubt. That's why you need to have faith in Him, that He can change everything and anything in your life. But there are some of the things that you have the key, the master key to them too. But if you don't believe yourself, if you don't have faith in yourself, that God has made you in His image and likeness, and He has put in so much in you, then you have more faith in other people to help you rather than you have faith for yourself. Today, if you change that and you don't have faith, because the people you go to for them to do, they don't have the power to do much. They can change a little bit, make things easy, but you have to do the big job. You have to do the heavy lifting. If you really want to see a 360 degrees change in your life, you have to do the heavy lifting. The rest of the people, you ask them to pray for you, they are just supporting you, but you are the driver on the driving seat, that you drive in your own car. If you decide to go over speed, you go on a ditch and die. If you obey the speed limit and move according to what the system says, you're going to reach where you are going safely. But you hold the driver's seats, and you are the one that driving your own life. So have faith in God, and then have faith in yourself. You learn to have faith in yourself when you begin to listen to these principles and begin to make change in your life. And then you have faith also in the people that have the ability and have the capacity to help you to tweak part of your life, or some of the things that you come, that they have power or insight or foresight or hindsight to give you directions, which you normally go and ask for help, and they give you hindsight, foresight, or insight for you to be able to know what is happening, and then they give you guidelines to go and do one or two things to change the circumstance. You have to have faith in them too, because they are the things that you cannot see. God has given them the power and the ability to see certain things beyond you, and they can tell you, this is what happened, do this, do that, and it will be well. So there are three people you have to have faith in them. Number one, God. Number two, yourself. Three, the mentors, the leaders, your pastors or your prophet or whosoever that you trust, that you can go and seek for help, that you know that he can help you. Believe in that person, have faith in that person. Whatever he tells you to do, do it, and you will see changes. So that is the foundation of what I'm going to build. So the word that is coming now, you need to pay attention and listen to the word. The whole word may not be for you. Maybe one word God wants you to grab out of what I'm about to teach this afternoon, and that word will transform your life. So the word coming is coming to help you to chip some part of you that you need to make a change. And it could be the major part of you. It could be the biggest thing that you need to change that will trigger the rest of the blessings that you are expecting to see in your life. So pay attention. I'm going to deal with three realms. First of all, before we are able to deal with this COVID-19 and all the things that it carries with, They are all lined up in the 8 battlefields that has been affected every one of us during this COVID-19. And so if you can understand these principles, and you begin to change things, by the time the COVID-19, which is about to go down and life is going to be a little bit better, by the end of this month, things will take a better shape because of the source where it came from. Or not a natural source, but it also has a spiritual or subtle realm implication with it. Something caused something to bring something to pass. So as the constellation is changing, things are going to change. So you have to get yourself ready. This is what is in the air. So as we know, as human beings, we have been created in 3 different realms. You have to understand that. God created us in 3 different realms, and all these 3 realms has effect in our life, in our day-to-day life. And it's also part of the COVID-19. That is the symptoms. That is the cause, but it also has effect. So whatever caused the COVID-19 has brought effect that is affecting all of it, mentally, physically, materially, physiologically, psychologically, spiritually, all of these things, socially. They are all working against us. So I'm going to deal with all that. And so we'll be able to understand what is happening. So in the 3 realm of creation, which you were made, you and me were made, first we were created in the physical realm, which is what we see each other, the things we touch, we feel. And this COVID-19, you can tell when it catch you, you lose the sense of smell and sense of taste. Those are part of your physical realm that this disease affects, apart from mental, neurological, psychological, physiological, all those realms that it also affects. You first have the sense of it, in a taste, loss of taste, loss of sense, loss of whatever, before then it take a toll on the physical body. So we were created in the physical realm, and when the physical realm is attacked, it affects the rest of your creation. We were also created. The second realm is the subtle realm, which is the realm of your mind, and the mind consists of emotions, feelings, and all that. That's the subject I want to deal with. And so our subtle realm is also being affected, because the subtle realm, it stands on your mind. Your mind also consists of your emotions, which is your physical body. When the body is sick, your mind go haywire. And then the third realm is also the subtle realm. That goes to your psychic, and all that. So let's go to the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm is the whole atmosphere where we live. If your physical body and your subtle body is not well, it's not good for the spiritual either, because these two has to be healthy in order for you to be able to access the spiritual realm. By the way, the spiritual realm is more powerful because it's more beyond our natural. The spiritual realm is where God lives, and God is the only one who has control over the spiritual realm. And we have great men and great women that has devoted their life to serve God spiritually, that they develop their spiritual mind and spiritual being to the extent that they can access the higher realm of the spirituality. You have to have a holy life and dedicated life to live a life without sin and all that in order to attain that, because God is the only one who is the one in charge of the spiritual realm. No, I mean, men have access it, but nobody has the control. So we can access the spiritual realm by his grace and by his mercy and his loving kindness. Then we can access those realms as we live. And so these are the three major realms that every day of your life, remember, you live under this. Whatever goes wrong in these three realms will affect you no matter who you are and no matter where you are. So since we have that in mind, now within these three realms of creation, there is also 8 battlegrounds that are all connected to these 3 realms, that we wage a war, or there is a war going on every day of your life. You, me, everybody. And so let's look into those 8 realms where the battle that we're fighting reside. And in these 8 battlegrounds, there is an intrinsic part of it, an extrinsic weapon that fight us. When I say intrinsic is a warfare that wage within you. There is a say that said, that which eats you is inside of you than what eats you from the outside. The things you cannot speak about, things that is bothering you, that weigh you down in your spirit, in your mind, in your soul, that is causing you sinking every day, is more deadly than the one you open your mouth and you say. So we have issue that there are things going on that is working against us on a daily basis. Oh, this thing was not recording. Okay. Where is the... Oh, yeah, the speaker is off. Okay, wait. Oh, my God. Yeah. That eating you up, that you have not even paid attention to. And those things are the things that is eating you up, that you haven't paid attention to, and they are all there. And you need to look for all those things, and those things will help you. Oh my God. Okay. That you need to work with it, and it will help you too. So we have all these things that we need to work with, that help us to overcome the things we need to overcome. Okay. So here is what we do. So all these things are very, very important, and we need to understand. So within this, like I said, we have the intrinsic part and the extrinsic part. The intrinsic part is the things that work against you from within. The extrinsic part is the forces of darkness that fight against you. Now let me make a clear point here. These forces, which Ephesians 6:12 talk about, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and the wicked spirit in high places. These forces are not necessary forces that you have done anything wrong against them. These are forces that exist, and they have been assigned to stop you not to progress in your life. It doesn't matter what ambition or things you're striving to achieve. And it is not always a witch or whatever that you think about from your family or whatever that is doing you. These forces, you don't have to do anything against them. Nobody has to hire them. They are not coming from any forces. They can be environmental forces. Do you know that the area where you live, wherever you live, has spirits that controls the area, which we call territorial spirits, or other people who worship other stuff, and they are in charge. We have angelic beings that are in control of every area any one of us live. So do we have demonic spirits that controls areas. And as a child of God, if you happen to live in an area where these people controls, you become a target to them, because you stop them. When you pray, you stop them not have the freedom to do what they do. So you disturb them when you don't even know that you're disturbing the forces that controls the area. So they can attack you. They can do anything to stop you praying. They can do anything to stop you succeeding. They can find a way to go to even your job place to create problems and create all kinds of things. This does not come from your house or come from your family. It's just the forces, wicked spirits in high places. It's written in the Bible. So we need to understand all these ramifications and know all this, so we can know how to address issues in our life. One thing that hurt me, you know what? If you are a military man or a military woman, the most painful thing is to go to war loaded with ammunitions and weaponry. And you go and you cannot locate where your enemy is. And you started shooting your ammunitions uselessly. And it doesn't hit anything. You don't know where your enemy is, or to be able to target it and defeat. And you just go to war and you stand in a plane and you just started shooting your gun and everything, and throwing grenade and B-2 bombers and shooting and blasting for nothing. What is the purpose of you doing that? Because you are not properly trained. And some of you do that. When you started praying, when you started doing things, you do it and it doesn't hit no target, because you don't know your enemy. And sometimes you attack wrong people. The people that will help you are the people you are attacking, and you lose it completely. So I came to you this afternoon to talk to you, to let you know that you need to know your targets. You need to know what is going on, so you will be fully informed and prepared and ready to fight and win the battle in your life. Everybody has a battle that we are all fighting on a daily basis. Now, when I go through these 8 realms, 8 battlefield, you will understand. And I know that you'll be able to understand why it is important. Number one enemy in this pandemic is emotional. It's the biggest battlefield that has been waged against us. That's why I'm making this video. And I want you to share with so many people to understand that we are all in it together and we need each other. The first battlefront that we are all facing, apart from the pandemic itself, is our emotional well-being, our emotional health. And if I have ever heard people talking about mental health, so much so every day, is this time. Mentally, people are sick because of what is going on. Emotionally, they cannot handle it. And so the first battlefield, beside the pandemic itself, where everybody is facing and everybody is fighting on a daily basis. So you can see why I'm talking to you today. The battlefield. And this is both, this field is for every one of us, for both intrinsic side of it or extrinsic side of it. So we're fighting the both sides. Everybody fight the both sides because you got emotional dilemma wreck in you that is within you, that you're fighting things you are oppressing, suppressing, denying, lying, the fear you're dealing with, anger, frustration, the feelings that you are fighting with on a daily basis is undescribable. You don't know how to share. And if you are introvert person, you don't know who to go to talk to. Extrovert person can go and share their problems and everything, but introvert person, you press it. You press it inside. You suppress it. So there are battles going on within you that you don't know how to share. And some of these things could be a long time problem you're dealing with before the COVID. So when the COVID came, it adds on top of it. So it has become a bigger issue that you're dealing with, that you don't know how to deal with. So that is why I'm talking about it now. Now, number two field of battle that I want to talk to is finances. The financial aspect of this battle, this is well wild. This is not, see, all these 8 battlefield I'm talking to you today, this is something that is universal. You are not alone. You are not alone, my dear. You are not alone in any level, in any phase. You are not alone. Everybody is going through these 8 battlegrounds, both inside or outside. Financial difficulties that has hit humankind is overwhelming. People who are losing their home, people who have lost their jobs, people who have lost their businesses, people who have lost their breadwinners who have died due to the COVID. I mean, it is undescribable. You cannot talk about it. The depth of it is so vast, deep, and wide. So that is the second battleground that we're fighting during COVID-19 in 2020. Number 3 is the physical, the physiological aspect of this battle. Health. People who contracted the COVID-19 that came out, there are so many of them having effect reoccurring of different symptoms and whatnot. Asymptomatic people and those who got it and got healed, and they are all suffering. So the physiological aspect of this is so vast. And even if you don't catch it, the fringes of it, the headache, and wearing the mask every day is another thing. All right? So we are all suffering. Some masks is not properly done, and when you put it on, it's hard for you to breathe. So there are so many things that people are fighting or battling in this COVID-19, and they all come into these 8 areas. Number 4, the social aspect. 8 feet away from each other. We are together but in a distance. We can't come together and fellowship anymore. You can't go to any place. Some of us has not been able to go to any church room to have church service. You just got up on Sunday morning, you turn your smartphone on, you have your church in your couch. Okay? Social aspect, it has broke down the social lifestyle that we used to have, and now we don't have social activities anymore, and it has been affected the social landscape, social life, social everything. So socially, it has destroyed everything, and now we're dealing with social issues. Physiological, yes, physiological aspect of our life has been interfered and bombarded and blasted out. That physiologically, it is very, very hard to deal with what this COVID-19 has affected every human being. Rich, poor, beautiful, ugly, short, tall. As long as you're a human being, you've been affected, including our dog and cats and all the creatures. Now, the number 6, spiritual. Yes, we used to meet together in church and pray and shout. Right now, we can't do that anymore. We can't come together to have the spiritual togetherness and bond, and now everything is on a Zoom and whatnot and whatnot. So it's also affecting a lot of people's spirituality, spiritual life. Because some people build their spiritual life by coming together. And people who travel into pilgrimage places for spiritual stuff can't go anymore. So that also has affected. Organizational, oh my God. Every organization is on ground zero. Everything is flat. Everybody is starting all over. There are so many organizations that can never rise up and walk anymore. So all organizational institutions, systems are all ground zero. That this is the battleground. If you are not dealing with emotions, if you are not dealing with finances, you may be dealing with a physical problem. If you are not dealing with physical problem, social problem is there for you. If you are not dealing with the social problem, you may deal with the physiological aspect of this COVID-19. If it's not physiological aspect of this COVID-19, you may deal with spiritual thing. If it's not spiritual thing, watch out. It can be organizational. And the last one is interpersonal. Person to person issues. Oh my God. So, whoever you are, you have these 8 battlegrounds that is facing all of us during this pandemic. So you need somebody to talk to. You need a counselor. You need somebody that you can call and tell the person your problem. I call for you that don't sit down in your house and die. Don't sit down in your house and go through all this and think somebody do not understand what you're going through. We do understand what you're going through. Psychologically, physically, physiologically, socially, mentally, we do understand. There is help out there. You don't need to ground or drown yourself in this and commit suicide. No, don't. There is help out there. There are so many helplines out there that you can pick a phone and call for help. This is not something you have to drown yourself or hide yourself in your room and fight it alone. Please pick a phone and call for help. Somebody will come and help you. We are all in this together. Everybody is going through this situation together in this pandemic. Everybody. These are the things that is eating all of us, both rich and poor. Both. The educated and uneducated. Blue, green, yellow, poker. Brown, blue, violent. Have and have not. Short and tall. Medium. Beautiful and ugly. We are all in it together. Everything that you're going through, you are not going through alone. You are not alone. Please don't feel that you are in it alone. There are people, everybody is going through it, one way or the other. So if you need help, if you need somebody to talk to, please pick a phone and call. Any organization, any belief system you have, there is help in all level, all social level. There is help. Whatever belief system you have, if you are Christian, call for Christian organizations to help you. If you are a Muslim, call for Muslim organization to help you. Whatever system you happen to find yourself, there is help out there. And I beseech you, please, don't die silently. Call for help. Because this is not a battlefield at this present moment in this COVID-19 2020 pandemic. Every human being is battling this range. Every human being is on the battlefield fighting these 8, either 1 or 2, 3 or 4, 5 or 6, or the whole 8. Depends upon the level you are. But there is help. There is answer to this situation. Somebody can help you. Mom, pop, dad, sis, brother, there is help out there. So don't waste time. Don't stay in your room and crying yourself, drowning yourself in a helpless situation. There is help. Don't kill yourself because somebody can help you. So call for help. If the person don't understand you, if you need interpreter, somebody can help you to find an interpreter to express yourself, what's going on with you and what your needs are. So I'm pleading with you because This thing has happened before, 100 years ago. And they put through. And we can put through. Whether you are in America, whether you are in Africa or Asia or anywhere in the world, please reach out. You know, I was going to talk about emotions, and you said, see, this thing has happened in the Bible before. And I derive my my support and my message from the book of Ruth. Naomi, Orpah, and Ruth. One time in the Bible, episode like this happened. And Naomi was married to a husband and 2 sons. And the sons married. So they also have a wife. They took a journey to another land just to go and get a better life. Unfortunately, when they got there, it was okay in the beginning of their journey. Everything was going on well. There was no issue. But down the line, pandemic or some sort of disease sweep across the area where they are, and unfortunately, the 3 men lost their life. The Bible did not give us a specific who died first and who died second. But I strongly believe that they died. They both died. And when they died, they lost hope. Ruth lost hope. And Ruth lost her husband. And he lost his daughter-in-laws. But it came to a day in her life, that she decided, no, I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm going to rise up and overcome this. So she rose up one day and she called her in-laws. And she said to them, hey girls, we got to do something about this. I would like you guys to go back to your kinsmen. Go back to where you came from. I've lost my sons, and I'm not going to be able to bring them back to life. And so I want you to look to your heart and decide that you're going to go back home and be with your family. Because I can't take this pain anymore. It's becoming a very hard for me to bear. And so he spoke to them, and he told them, he said, I'm going to release you guys to go back, because I'm at the point where I don't have the capacity to keep you guys anymore. So she released them and she asked them to go. But she said, go, because I want to return back to my kinsmen. And I want to go and stay with my people. Because right now, there's nothing that I can do, to support myself than to return to my kinsmen. and then see what God has for me. So I double dare you people to go back home. Go and be with your family. Go and stay with your family. And because I believe in your kinsmen, you can find somebody that can take care of you people and give you hope, new hope, than what I can do for you. And I believe it was a sincere heart cry that Naomi exhibited to the in-laws. One thing I like about her is that she did not take them for granted. She didn't take them for granted. She didn't say, okay, even though they are my in-laws, and I'm going to let them stay here being selfish. Sometimes we have to release people to go. We have to allow people to go and take care of themselves. And I believe that's what I saw Naomi doing. He released them and he told them to go back and be with their family. As she can see that this is the situation. So sometimes it's hard for us to do what we do best. But I came to you today to plead with you that whatever you're going through, don't let that overshadow you. What is it? Don't let that overshadow you. Know that in all things there is breakthrough. Sorry, I'm looking for my message. My computer just shut down on me, and so I leave the message here. I think I will leave it and shut it down, and then when my computer come back, I hope I can get my message. Hang on, I think the computer want to come back. I don't know what's going on with this thing here. Whether I don't have battery or maybe I'm out of battery power or so. So I'm going to end the message here.